Today is Saturday, August 17th, 4:31 a.m. I have been now trading 4 years and I have aged. I am 55 years old. And so at the age of 51 years old, I began my full-time day trading journey from scratch. And I arrived at this juncture knowing more about myself than I have ever known myself all my life. And what has brought to my attention is that there are things that I did not know that that I am that could only be brought out with looking at myself and looking at the situation and making that connection. For quite a while, which has been repeated over and over again, is this one crucial thing in my perspective of events that are unfolding before my eyes. And that specific instance that unfolds in my eye is tainted by the perspective I have in my mind. So my eyes to my mind is disjointed, disconnected in making the right linkage between what I see to what reality is. I heard from psychologists that the mind has the ability to quickly adjust to a stressful situation by creating a surreal world to fit whatever the external world has to make myself secure and comfortable in my current situation, whatever the situation it is. And that leads me to this understanding about the frailty that I have in trading, which is essentially that I'm prone to certain behaviors that are more powerful than I am, and so I need to adhere to the conditions of certain rules. And that rule, for instance, a smart thing to do is if I ever make a huge sums of money, then I need to, on the next day, not trade, because the overwhelming emotional envelopment and the chemical releases that are in me will taint the way that I see the world. And what I've noticed about the since I've been so what I have been doing is I've been strictly working on prop firm challenges, and every time I would fail. I would get sometimes I would get to phase two and I would fail, and just once, just twice, I would get to the a payout stage. Not counting one of the other firms that really turned out to be essentially just a demo trading firm. So I would get to the point where I am at a payout. Then, now recently, what I've noticed about trading is it's a psychological situation that has caused me to essentially implode. The fact of the matter is my trading strategy lacks uh, my trading strategy lacks a full grasp of the setups that I use in the probability of its success. So, add to that When I get into add to that, when I get into a situation where my strategy that I'm employing is counter or opposite of what the market is actually doing, then I tend to get into the subconscious mode where I actively disengage the logical side from my subconscious side, and then keep trading and trading and trading until the landscape has become quiet, essentially, with the loss of prop firm challenges. So this kind of scenario has been repeating over and over again, essentially for 2 years. On with prop firm challenges, it has been occurring for 2 years. Granted that I've sequentially acquire the knowledge and 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 move forward in gaining the experience and the knowledge. However, it still has been 2 years, and I'm still doing it like yesterday. Essentially, I would lose, and then I would attempt to win the money back by increasing the size, and ultimately, what that ends up doing is losing the challenge by blowing the account. Either failing the 2% drawdown, 2% what is that? 2% rule, okay? Consistency rule, 2% consistency rule, or the daily max loss, which is essentially about 5%. So I need to document this because this behavior of mine is an ongoing event. So hopefully, starting this week, now that I've documented it, now that I've documented it, I should be able to actively engage and work on improving my presentation, improving my trade. It's currently 4:38 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm currently watching YouTube videos on trading. It's not going into detail. What I need right now, what I need right now is essentially about 10 setups that I'm fully familiar with that I can employ in trading, have the right balance of the risk to reward, the calculations in my mind associated with every trade. Then be able to park my subconscious and allow my logical side at speed. Currently, in the semiconductor industry, there are memory companies like Micron in the Boise area. They make chips. These chips contain either dynamic random access memory, or they have flash memory. Now what they're attempting to do is have both of the characteristics to both characteristics. So DRAM is really fast, but it cannot retain the information when power is disengaged. Flash memory, however, is a bit shorter, slower, but it is able to maintain its content. So what the companies are currently doing is creating a memory that has both uh, elements in 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 uh, in a memory, which is the ability to be equal in speed as the DRAM, as well as equally uh, capable of keeping the memory when the power is disabled. And so what that means is as a day trader, when I was working there in from 2016 to 2018, they were developing a memory called HRAM. I think it's a key. The acronym is for hybrid. Hybrid meaning the marriage of dynamic random access memory with flash memory. The capability of being as fast as DRAM and being able to keep the data just like a flash memory. So the ideal thing that I can have for myself to present to the market is essentially have an HRAM embedded in my mind. So the subconscious memory is the DRAM. The logical memory is the flash memory. The logical side is slower, but the subconscious memory is fast. But that memory, the DRAM, subconscious memory is subconscious. It loses its content when I'm conscious. There's an amazing correlation between everyday life of physical materials in the day trading world. And one of them is called HRAM, hybrid between DRAM and flash. In my brain, there is the subconscious brain and the logical brain. And when the subconscious brain works whatever it does, it can be a catastrophic event. And it must be interrupted by the logical brain to correctly assess what the situation is, to either stop or hold whatever things are being done. It's called HRAM.